podcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? We're back here doing another podcast with you all, and this time we are putting in some tension, some bad blood predictions. As you already know, me and Reese have our heated discussions all the time. We have our feuds, so it works perfect for the predictions that we have today, as he is in red. But yeah, we're going to talk about
Bad
Blood. Yes.
Yes,
Me and
Ross had a sound. Taylor Swift when you
and we have a Swiftie that is going to sing about Bad Blood every time because it's mentioned. And we have our wonderful special guest. If you want to always introduce yourself.
Hi, it's JG6, best member of SnapBacks and Beards, of course.
I wouldn't be too sure about that one, but
you've invited me twice. I think I'm the only one who's been on twice. So that's.
I think
No,
that
means
is true.
something.
have you been on twice?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I've lost track.
It's always lovely to see the second biggest podcast represented in the UK. You know, on the best.
Wait, so Culture Hall looks obviously first, right?
Yes. That's it. Yeah, thank you, Courtney.
I'm actually probably not wrong with that one. They probably are. It's either that or Wrestle Talk, but hey.
I mean, I was plugging us, Cole, but you know, anyway.
You'll get there one day, I promise.
So yeah.
Oh my God.
We're going to go straight into the predictions of Bad Blood. It's quite a shorter card than I actually expect, and a different time slot for the UK guys. Instead of us being midnight, it actually starts at 11 p.m. for us, which I thought was quite interesting.
Was it?
So, yeah. They said the main card starts at 11 p.m. on pretty much several of the card websites that have updated saying what time the card starts. So
nice.
Oh shit! Okay. Can we talk about the big news, by the way, before we get into the card?
Depends on which one.
What's the big
What's
news?
Coming to the UK?
Oh yeah!
Yes,
Oh my God.
yes. We
Elimination.
literally breaking news before we started. Yep, we might potentially have Elimination Chamber in either my hometown or Reese's hometown. They have stated Elimination Chamber could potentially be in Birmingham or Manchester. So it's going to be awesome, and either way, we're hopefully going to try and find a way to go.
Hell yeah! Let's go!
It was actually one of the best events to go to, and I'm not just saying that because I've gone to it. I'm actually
genuinely
it's one of my favorite shows.
I was going to say it's
not like the big four, but like the gimmick, the smaller stipulation gimmicky ones. They're actually really cool.
Good memories from like Elimination Chamber pay-per-views.
I was going to say Elimination Chamber pay-per-views always kind of really succeed with like delivering a good pay-per-view in general. I don't know if it's just because of the stipulation, but I always really enjoy just watching chamber matches. I've never really had like one where I'm like, oh, that was pretty bad. I still enjoy most of the matches that come out of it. But
Did you watch the one that Ryback won by any chance, Ross?
How do you feel about that one?
I enjoyed the match. I didn't enjoy the outcome.
That was my favorite one. My favorite one.
That is so good.
Hey, Ryback, if you're watching, we appreciate you.
My favorite one is 2006 because of Kurt Angle's promo beforehand. It was great.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
I'm glad Johnny remembers it.
But let's get into it before we get too sidetracked. So the first one I'm going to throw it out here is one that I was very much looking forward to, and I feel like it's kind of not got enough love. I feel like it's kind of been the afterthought of a bigger storyline going into this. I'm really excited for Finn versus Damien, so we're going to start with Johnny. Who do you predict to win between Finn Balor versus Damien Priest?
I think Damien Priest gets the win here. And I think it leads to Finn Balor deciding that he needs to bring out some demon to get rid of this little problem that is Damien Priest. And I think Finn Balor, for me, like the demon is the best part of his character, always has been. And I've missed it. I've really missed seeing it, to be honest with you. So I would like any excuse to bring it back.
Yeah.
And I think Damien Priest, being the babyface, probably will get the win. And also connects to a match later on, which one of them needs to win, basically. So we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But so I'm going Damien Priest.
Cool.
Nice.
Then we'll just go in order. So, Reese, what is your prediction on this one?
This is a difficult one for me because I've been a massive critic of the way the new Judgment Day has been booked for the past couple of months. They've literally been given nothing, even though they keep coming out every week and saying we're better off without Rhea and Damien, even though Rhea and Damien then proceed to kill them all.
Yeah.
It makes no sense whatsoever. Like it literally takes like a 15-on-1 attack from to Damian Priest to even get him on the ground for like 3 seconds before he gets up and beats them all up. It really winds me up the way Damian Priest has all of a sudden turned babyface and turned into this guy that could take on 20,000 people at one time. I do love him as a babyface, but it's a shame that the rest of the Judgment Day has suffered because of it. I would quite like Finn Balor to win this match, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say he will win this match because at the Bash in Berlin, the tag team match was terrible. So Judgment Day knew we need a win. So I'm going to say Finn Balor.
I could see Courtney having a hot take of the damn. He really said the tag match was terrible.
No, he said it before, but I think him just saying it again has just reinserted that knife in my heart.
Yeah.
Like I just healed the wound, and then he goes and does it again, and it's just like, come on, man. Like
you could say I reinserted it. Wait.
Okay, G, you.
Thank you.
The thank you at the end.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Reese won't be the only one saying Finn Balor because I'm also going to say Finn Balor.
Come on.
Oh,
I think in the way that we've got Liv and Rhea and Finn and Damien on the same night, I don't think that I think there's gonna be a win from either side. I don't think it's gonna be both from one side. So I'm gonna go with Finn on this one, which obviously will tell you who I'm gonna go for on the other one, but we'll get back to that later. Yeah. But I think Finn's gonna win on this side.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it.
Cool.
Courtney, last but not least.
I initially was going to go with everybody and say Finn because I felt like that was right. I felt like that was the right choice. But I don't think it is. I'm going Damien. I completely agree with Johnny on this. I feel like we've quite literally seen the last couple of weeks just Damien absolutely wrecking everything. And then Finn Balor the last 2 weeks has come out on top of Damien. But then I also just, as Johnny just said, I do think that we do need to this won't be the only time we see Finn and Damien. They have so much bad blood that this is not the only time we're going to see it. And I know that Ross and I have been saying for a very long time that the only way to get the true hatred out of this feud is to bring the demon into it. So I feel like they are going to do that. But I have a little bit of concern with that because obviously the last time we saw the demon, we all know what happened. The man got buried by Edge at WrestleMania.
Hey,
absolutely no need.
He didn't mean to, but yeah.
No, but what I'm trying to say from that is I have a little bit more faith with Triple H leading Finn Balor as the demon.
Yeah.
I think we've seen examples of it in the past where I feel like that is something that I hold on to a little bit of hope for. So I'm gonna go Damien on this one, but I'm still not 100% certain. But I feel like if they want to get the legs out of this feud that they've done with Rhea and Liv, I feel like inserting the demon in at some point is the best way to do that.
This is not the coup de grace of this rivalry. There will be another round.
Nice. That was a really good one.
Thank you.
I was very on the fence with this one, back and forth, Damien or Finn. I feel like either of them really adds this feud for them hasn't really finished. I kind of wanted it to be the climactic end of Bad Blood because theirs felt like they were the driving force of this pay-per-view. But now it's kind of shifted gears more to Rhea and Dom and Drew and Punk, which I'm fine with. I definitely agree they are very strong feud builders, but I feel like it all kind of started with Finn and Damien. That's been long-term storybooking. I'm gonna go with Finn, and the reason why I say this, I think Finn needs to insert himself as that leader. They keep going about how this Judgment Day is not any leaders, and that's the old method of the old Judgment Day. I feel like when Finn wins against such a big name like Damien and says, look, I sent you guys when we had no leader to do it and you couldn't get the job done, I've now gone and do it. I'm going to start leading the group. And I think that's where this starts playing into more. And I think Damien's not going to take the loss well. He's still going to continue to try and fight Finn. And then I think that's where Demon comes in as the, okay, you want me as my leader. You want me as the best I can be. Okay, have your final boss moment.
Yeah, it's like me beating you as myself was not good enough. So I need to go into that other alter ego to do that.
I'll go to the worst version of myself. You want to bring out the worst in this match between us? I'll go to the worst version that I can be against you. And that's how I see this going now, hopefully.
Yeah, okay.
I can see that. I do agree with Reese in saying that I think the Judgment Day, like this version of the Judgment Day, it's been really hard to kind of see them as a credible threat like the previous Judgment Day, because there's been so many like stop-start moments where they get a little bit of momentum and then we end up seeing like Rhea and Damien beat them in like super short order. That something at this pay-per-view needs to happen to kickstart and kick drive this Judgment Day into actually being taken seriously, because I want to take them seriously. Do not get me wrong. But I'm just finding it's really difficult at the moment to actually like I'm not trying to put them on the same level as the previous one, but half of the new Judgment Day still has the old Judgment Day members, and I shouldn't be feeling like different towards this. I should be like, okay, they've taken a couple of people out, but they've still got the massive foundation of the previous Judgment Day. You shouldn't even question if it's going to be taken seriously or not.
Dude, it's ridiculous, right? You've got 2 people beating down 5 people. Like, what? Come on. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
The math isn't mathing. Let's just say
no.
It's not.
If it was any other group, it'd be ridiculous. Even like Cody Rhodes and like Kevin Owens aren't beating those odds against the Bloodline. Well, why are Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley beating down 5 other men and women? It doesn't make any sense.
Bloody Ripley. Like, what else do I need to say?
I'm gonna make a point here. This has happened before with another faction and another group. Bullet Club had the exact same situation when the elite members started leaving, and then Switchblade's group happened. You had Kenny beating up several of the new Bullet Club guys like they were nothing. And I think Triple H has very much openly said Judgment Day is what he wants his version of the Bullet Club to be like. And it's going to have rotating members. I think the problem is with Judgment Day, because you've still got the Terror Twins and they're still so associated in that look and feel of what the Judgment Day is meant to be, it hinders the new group because the new group haven't evolved with it yet. Yeah. And I know a lot of people say, let it cook, let it take its time. But as Reese said, you can't constantly book 2 of the previous members absolutely doing numbers on the new guys without them at least getting something going for them. Like, I would have pointed out, you've got JD and Finn. Why don't JD and Finn, with their tag belts that they have, start defeating other tag teams so they still look at least creditable? Or start getting Carlito doing one-on-one matches, because Carlito was a former champion and is actually a very good wrestler when you put the spotlight on him properly.
Yeah.
Liv this whole time as well has had the women's belt the whole time and has not defended it. I understand the reason she hasn't defended it is because they wanted to let the feud build more between her and Rhea. I get it, I understand, but you could have easily gave her a couple of squash matches on Raw with some of the NXT talent or some of the other talent that's backstage that hasn't had opportunities to still make them look creditable without having Finn and like having Finn have to be like on the catalyst of this, I've made it happen, and saying we don't need Damien, we don't need Rhea. Well, right now you've made it look like they do, as I said, because you've not made them look creditable.
You can't
since the departure. You
can't expect the new Judgment Day to flourish when it still has the seeds around it of the old Judgment Day.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's honestly how I think about it. Is you cannot give this new Judgment Day a chance to prove themselves and to get over if you're continuing to book the previous members with the Judgment Day. Now, what I would have initially done if I could have done this differently is I would have had the new Judgment Day go off and just completely wreck the entire roster, excluding Damien and Rhea. And then you have Damien and Rhea be like, we are the only guys who know this team inside and out. We're the only ones who know their strengths and weaknesses because we've worked with them for so long. It's time that we finally take them down. And that would have been a better way to do it, because then you could have had tag titles looking more credible. You could have had Liv's title reign looking more credible because she would have had more people to go up against to actually show how good a champion she was. Going back to your point about Carlito, that's the way they could have gone about it. But I feel like a lot of people are really struggling, including myself, to see this faction be credible because the previous members are just hanging around them like they're looking for a bad smell.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's just not. 100%. It just doesn't work.
Yeah,
Johnny, I'm curious what you think. Like, how would you have put the new Judgment Day from like WrestleMania time? Like,
get rid of JD McDonough. Sorry, like I don't rate him whatsoever.
Is it the size of his head that you can't
It's
get
his
around?
head, isn't it?
That's of course. Like headist. It's just I look at him and I'm like, there's so many guys on the roster, and I'm like, that guy's main event in Monday Night Raw. Like I'll never get it.
I see that. He's like the most intimidating person of all the Judgment Day. Like he's got such a weird body.
Mm-hmm. And
like
I think there's also the fact they're called Street Trash. Like, you want me to take them seriously when they're called Street Trash?
We need to have t-shirts that say Street Trash.
Are they actually going by that name though? I saw the shirts.
I don't know,
but like they've not established a name. They've been calling themselves Judgment Day. And
look, Ross, anything's possible. Dom Mysterio's selling toilet paper with his bloody face on it.
Yeah,
anything is possible.
That's the most stupid, weird, dumb merch stuff I've seen in a long time.
Anyway,
and I mean, AEW put a t-shirt made of Brit having a bruise on her eye as a shirt, and that's bad enough. Why are we now making toilet paper of a wrestler's face on it? I don't get it.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's
because
great.
People will buy it, Ross.
And like people are gonna buy it. People are gonna be like, I've got dumb money to waste, so I'm gonna buy it. But if you're gonna buy
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna get a roll.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm gonna get a roll. I might get 2 rolls.
Johnny, you were saying, Johnny?
As I say, Finn Balor is the guy who should be the leader of the group, and this idea of not having a leader doesn't work. Like, you can't be like, oh, we'll just do whatever we want, and no one's going to like tell us what to do. Like, we need a direction. There isn't a direction for Judgment Day, so they won the tag team titles, and it doesn't feel like they mean anything. It's just, we'll just give them the belt because they've worked hard and they deserve it. And
it's ironic.
It's
ironic
any direction for them, I just don't feel there's any direction.
The last faction to say that they didn't have a leader, it's fitting that Carlito was in the Judgment Day, because the last faction to say that they didn't have a leader was the Core, and that's what Apples have. And look how that turned out. So maybe they do need a leader.
No, but a more real life example of this is Damage Control. When they took out Bailey, they realized the faction wasn't going in the way that it should. And somebody has to step up to the plate and say, actually, no, sure, we're all buddies and that's fantastic. But somebody actually genuinely needs to be like running this so that we can get to where we need to go.
Now, I think
that's what I'm just trying to say is EO's doing it. EO's running Damage Control, and you can see the success that they've had when you actually have somebody who is
even a Damage Control. They're all injured, aren't they?
Except for
no controlling that damage that's going on with them. But hey, there's still 2 members there.
Now. I think
more like fucking Damage Control.
Yeah, Kyrie's all good now.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, currently there's more aura in Carlito bouncing his apple up and down than there is in that entire group. And,
right?
Just, I feel like, come on, can we make Carlito the leader of the group? I want to say something completely different.
Yes, just thought of a fantastic end of year podcast idea. We could do a ranking aura tier list.
Oh my god! Right, listen. Hear me out.
Before I forget.
Hear me out. Right, get Carlito the leader of the group. Change the name of the Judgment Day to the 5-a-day. There you go. I've made a new faction.
5-a-day.
Shut up.
There you go.
Speaking about bad booking decisions and questionable decisions, we're going to go into our next prediction of Nia Jax versus Bailey. This is the rematch that was meant to happen since Bailey lost, but they've gone a tipsy-turvy BS kind of way of getting back to this situation.
Yep.
And it doesn't look great. Like, I'm going to throw it to G because I know G is very much loves both these wrestlers, and she probably has quite a few things to say about this.
I have a lot to say, but I don't want to give them the time of day because they just don't understand women's wrestling right now.
Nope.
That's all I need to say. Is they don't
you're not wrong.
understand.
You are.
And I could sit here on this podcast for hours and hours and give all my shit about women's wrestling, but do you think they're taking any of it in? Absolutely not. So I'm going to save my breath.
Okay.
I'm going to go for Nia to win this match, but I think Tiffany's going to attempt to cash in.
Nice. Good shot.
And I would like it to be successful.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going that kind of route with things. So very valid shout. I really like
Regardless of whether it's Saturday or 3 pay-per-views later, she's eventually going to cash in on Nia. And for however many pay-per-views she holds that briefcase, we're always going to say, Tiffany's going to cash in and it's going to be successful. But I genuinely will be happy for her when she does and it is successful. But I'm going to go for a Nia win. I feel like there'll be some interference because obviously Nia's going to have Tiffany there, and obviously what happened last week as well. Wasn't it like Nia hit Tiff or something? Something
choked her out.
She choked her out.
Something happened. Yeah, I remember. I couldn't remember exactly what, but I knew something happened. So I feel like the tension there is a lot more. So whether Tiff actually comes out to support Nia or not. There may be some interference on Bailey's side from like Naomi or something. I don't know.
Cool.
Either way, I see Nia winning and I see Tiff attempting some kind of cash in, and I would like it to be successful.
Very valid. Court.
It didn't have to be this way. This for me is WWE having an idea for a big match, like 2 months after their initial match. And just trying to fill the time to get to that instead of just putting the match between these two on the next card, which would have been Bash in Berlin. I don't understand why. So you go.
I was going to say, it's silly because the male mid-card, the male main titles, they lose. If there's somebody swaps over, they get their rematch on SmackDown the next week. Why do we have to wait so long for the women's?
I just don't. I think for me, this was just a problem of they had a really great idea for a match 2 months in advance, and they are doing. This is the problem with advancing your storytelling this far ahead: is how many weeks of television do you have to fill to eventually get us to realizing we're getting this rematch? We've been thinking this for weeks on end, and the fact that they keep bringing Naomi into it to have her help Bailey and then go up against Bailey last week and then lose to Bailey, like we could have just had the rematch at Bash in Berlin, and then we could have had another person go up against Nia Jax, i.e. Naomi, at Bad Blood. It didn't need to take this long for us to get the answer on this. With that being said, I do think Nia is winning. I feel like I don't want to see the title come off her too soon because obviously we've seen how dominant she is going into this championship title run. I do think that we are going to see the Tiffany coming out trying to fake the cash in to distract Bailey, but I don't think it's going to be successful. I think we're going to see Naomi come in to try and neutralize the situation, and then I would actually love to see Naomi turn heel on Bailey. Be like, fuck you. I've dealt with this for too goddamn long. I know my worth. I know I'm so much better than you. And they literally, Triple H has this complex with people not having titles for so long. Like we've seen the 7-year drought come in with Nia Jax, the 7-year drought come in with Finn Balor. They got referenced on commentary by Michael Cole for Naomi last week, how long it's been without her having a championship and what she's been up to since. And she hasn't reached the heights that she previously had. Maybe that's enough internally for her to realize actually like what's working for me now is not actually working. I need to ditch these people who are my so-called friends and actually start looking out for myself. And then that's how obviously if Bailey turns on Naomi, we get that again, which I'd like to see that instead of them being friends facing off, obviously a definitive heel and face. But I don't know, a girl can dream, but as G said, they don't know how to book women's wrestling at the moment. And as a women's wrestling fan, it's incredibly fucking frustrating. Just get to the point. So frustrating. Anyway, that's my rant over.
Nah, very valid rant. Your feelings are very valid for the pair of you there. Like, I completely understand where you're coming from with the booking of it. I've not been happy with how this has been booked either. But yeah, I want to hear from Johnny. What's your thoughts on it all?
Well, this is the thing with Triple H. Like, everyone talks about him being this amazing writer. People forget he's not a writer, he's a wrestler. So he's got no experience of writing, really, besides WWE only.
Yeah.
And I think he doesn't really know where to go with things. So he delays things as long as he can. Just every single storyline, like tiny little things happen rather than going straight for it, like you said.
Yeah.
And I think he really, really likes Bailey. Obviously, he's one of his favorites is Bailey, clearly.
Yeah.
And I just think Triple H doesn't really know where he's going with this, but Bailey's a safe option. Always go for Bailey or Charlotte because she'll be back soon because they're always reliable. I actually think Nia Jax does win, but I do think that it's Charlotte at the next pay-per-view or something that she fights.
Yeah.
And Tiffany then cashes in after Nia Jax loses the belt to Charlotte, 15-time champion.
Of
She's
course.
a sole loser, takes out
her,
Charlotte.
yeah.
I do want to
And
say
then-
something
yeah.
really quickly though about Tiffany's cash-in though.
Yeah.
When are they releasing the pre-order for those briefcases? They don't come out until like December. Why would you have her cash in before those briefcases are available for the people that have purchased them? Surely that's just me looking into it a bit too far.
No, I get that.
But could
I get what you're saying.
that also lean towards her maybe holding on to it for a little bit longer? Because you wouldn't have a customized briefcase given to the Money in the Bank holder. You wouldn't put it out on the internet and have it come out in December if it wasn't going to be used next year. Like, it doesn't all that effort going into it to have it be burnt out before the people who have purchased the briefcases can even get them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just doesn't.
No, I get what you're saying.
There's
That's a
something to
business-
think about.
Yeah, business way to think of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
it's
saw
like-
how
it's to say
long
this was,
Damien had to wait with Triple H in charge.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with when SummerSlam came along, people were like, oh, she might cash in. Well, no, she's not going to because she's talked about getting this pink briefcase that didn't exist yet. So it's like it was never going to happen.
No.
And I feel sorry for Bailey because I do actually like how hard she works. She seems like a really nice girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I enjoyed the build up to WrestleMania, winning the Royal Rumble, winning that
Yeah,
match.
that was all good.
But then after that, it's like, this is the problem. Like, she's doing what she's been told. She's got it's not her fault. But I don't really get hyped around watching Bailey matches anymore. Like, I'm like, oh, it's Bailey again. Like, and it's not down to her. It's down to the writing.
Yeah, it's down to the writing.
We just want to make that clear. We do not think it's the wrestlers' fault at all because they are only told what to do to keep their jobs. We know it's not their fault. We know it's down to somebody else's decision.
Yeah, I'm the exact same as what Johnny said there. Of like, I love watching Bailey matches 9 times out of 10 when it's booked right and the story's right there. At the moment, it's the exact same problem I had when EO's championship run started, where it was like, you're giving me one of my absolute favorites every week on television, yet you're not booking them the way you booked them previously. Like, why is it putting a bit of metal on them now causes you to switch off your brain and not give them the matchups we all want anyway? Just do the exact same matchups you've done, but do them with a title put in there because there's new stakes for the person. You can make them rematch the same people that have not had the title opportunities for them. Like, I think, take an example of what Becky did when she had the NXT title. She gave the opportunity to all new people to at least give a chance. I don't get why we don't do that on television more. Yes, it means you don't get to do longer term booking, but if you've got a bigger opponent in mind, book some smaller ones in between and plant the seeds for the bigger one. Like, for me, the whole thing with this Tiffany, I get it. I like this friendship-esque frenemy type thing they're doing with will she, won't she to Nia, and Nia kind of bullying her into don't even attempt it, especially like what they did last week on SmackDown. I really thought that was cool. But then it also just plants the seed in your head, well, now she's going to definitely cash in because she was pissed off and she had the look in her eye like, oh yeah, you've got your title match. I'll definitely cash in. But like, as you said, Court, why would they do that if they're then bringing out a custom briefcase? It just makes it difficult.
I just would like to see her be the first woman to cash in at WrestleMania. You know, people talk about the parallels between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Like, we could see the next version of her of Charlotte Flair be born in Tiffany Stratton if that happens at WrestleMania. Yeah. And I feel like the way that you could get that is if you do have the likes of like a Nia and Charlotte at Mania or something like that. I don't know. Or even a Charlotte and Bianca at WrestleMania. I don't know how you get there, but you have one of the two at WrestleMania and then she comes and cashes in.
There's also the thing
personally-
of as well. The thing is, it's 100% success record so far.
Yeah.
At some point,
Yeah.
that is going to change. Now, if Chelsea Green won it, for example, I think she probably would have lost. But she doesn't seem to mind.
But it
about
would have
that.
still been good though, because
It
it's
would
in
have
her
been
character.
good.
It would have been a part of her character.
Yeah.
But at some point, someone is losing when they cash in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hopefully it's not Tiffany, but like it's going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reese,
I agree.
What is your prediction, by the way? Because I don't want to stray too far away without you saying your 2 cents of. I know you said you've lost interest in this feud, but who are you predicting to at least win?
Yeah, I've totally lost interest in it. Like, I don't understand why Bailey's even in this match. Like, you've got someone like who is clearly more interesting right now for me, Naomi, someone who's done nothing since she came back.
Yeah.
She literally came back at the Royal Rumble and has done literally nothing. I don't know why this isn't a triple threat. In any other case, a general manager would be like, "Oh, you both pinned him. Well, that means it's a triple threat match." Like, I don't understand why it had to go to another match. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
With that being said, I don't care about this match because the best women's match of the year happened this week on NXT, so I don't care about this match in the slightest. Like Roxanne Perez and Julie just had the best women's match in WWE this year, so it literally stole the show.
It's Julia. What?
It literally is. Like, I mean, I said this on the NXT review. I'm a massive like Roxanne Perez hater, but she's come leaps and bounds for me like this year, and that match with Julia was a perfect dance partner for her.
Cora Jade just made it.
Oh,
Cora Jade, Cora Jade coming back was amazing. But like the match before that, the whole match before that was unbelievable. It was great. They had great chemistry.
100%.
It was like Sasha Bailey chemistry. That's how good it was for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed it. I thought they were so smooth in the ring, and the fact that Julia came with a strong style, but then Roxanne Perez tried to like she'd seen it before with Meiko Satomura, so she tried to counter it. I just quite liked the dynamic that they both had. So I don't think anything women's wise is beating that this week for me. With that being said, it can't be Bailey winning this match. It just can't. Bailey for me has had a total downslide this year. Like it went up and up till WrestleMania, and then it went all the way down. Nia Jax for me still absolutely killing it since she came back, and she's had a title run that does reflect that. I understand that she's not defended the belt as much as people wanted to, but I think she's more developed a character since she won that championship. Rather than improving her ring skill, which was already on like a high level. I'm really liking this Queen Nia stuff. I'm liking the dynamic between Tiffany Stratton. I would quite like it to go on for a little bit longer before Tiffany shows her true colours. So for me, it's a Nia victory. Bailey maybe needs to go to Raw, or maybe just take a break, or I don't know, feud with Naomi, like Court said, or even feud with a returning Charlotte. I don't know. Bailey needs to go do something.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think it'd be really interesting to see Bailey run down to an NXT and go against someone like a Roxanne Perez or a Cora Jade. I would really enjoy that, especially because a lot of them say like Bailey was quite a big influence for them as well. So that'd be cool.
Yeah,
to see.
absolutely.
I just also think it would have been really interesting if they actually had have pulled the trigger on somebody losing that match and actually having the likes of a Bailey or Naomi, because they lost the match. They've now suddenly got to switch brands. I would have liked to see that, because you could have seen you could have seen some character development within that, especially for like somebody like a Naomi. Say, for example, if Bailey wasn't able to help her and Naomi got pinned, unfortunately, because she wasn't there, she'd be like, well, shit, like my whole family's here on SmackDown, and now I have to lift up my roots and go somewhere else, and it's all your fault. And that could have definitely also contributed, if she is eventually going to turn heel, that could have also contributed into the reasons as to why. And it would be justified as well. Us as fans would see that and be like, no, you're completely 100% valid in saying that, because someone's just screwed you over, and now you've got to go to a different brand and reestablish relationships and connections and alliances, and like there was just more possibility with that. I think it was just a bit of a waste that they did that. If I'm being honest,
I would have really liked to have seen Naomi on Raw. I think she would have fit into that women's division quite well.
Yeah.
So this was where my argument came in for this as well, and this is where my prediction comes in from it. Is I said the exact same thing when they made it 1-on-1 after they both pinned. I said I didn't get how it wasn't a triple threat, and then I turned around and said to G, I literally said I would like to see this 1-on-1 that they're redoing. I'd love to see the same stipulation of one of them has to leave the brand, because as you perfectly said, I would have loved it to be Naomi lost that match, had to go to Raw, and then as what Courtney said, I would have loved to see Nia retained, and Naomi still comes out because it's a pay-per-view situation. People can just be there anyway, come watch and support. Even though they're separate brands, they can still be there. I'd love to see Naomi still come out, look like she's going to lift up Bayley to help her, and then just drop Bayley, being like, you're the reason I got kicked off my brand. I've lost everything due to you. And then that builds another tension and a new storyline going forward that could have mania implications that crosses over both brands as well.
I think for me, it's just cooler. Like Reese has said this a couple of times, and I completely agree. I think for me, what it is like they'll put something out there in terms of they'll tease something for the next week. They'll say, okay, we're going to have this tag match, and whoever loses is going to go to the other brand. They wait to see the public's reaction, which for us, we were all like, holy shit, they haven't done this in so long. This could do so much for both people, blah, blah, blah. And then they back out because they get too scared. They're too afraid to actually make these bold decisions and have these conversational points when it comes to like the women's feuds and stuff like that, because they're just too scared to go against what they normally do. Well, do you know how much more public and social interaction you would have had from somebody like a Naomi tragically losing the match and having to go to another brand if that's the decision they actually decided to go with, instead of us all being like, oh, well, fuck, they basically just wasted 2 weeks worth of television just to give us the Nia Bayley match. And I just want to say again, this is not the wrestler's fault, but this is how you can elevate stories and actually make the product more intriguing, because do you know how many people would be so excited to be like, well, where's Naomi going to go? Is she going to go down to NXT? Is she going to go to Raw? When are we going to see her next? What's her next move? These are all things they could have done, but they just bring Naomi back from TNA at the beginning of this year, and they continue to put her in these situations where she's involved in the big three, but she doesn't feel like a part of the big three because she's not, considered on the level of Jade and Bianca. Then she's put into these title feuds where she's continually taking the pin. She's constantly giving these up and down storylines where we're not actually seeing her reach her full potential. And then this happens where she could go for a title match, and it's referenced on commentary of how long she's waited for one, and then she falls short again.
Agreed.
It's so sad. It's so sad because I like Naomi. I really do. And her going over to TNA and actually showing everybody what she can do, and then coming back to WWE, we're all so excited for her to return. And we're like, hopefully some good stuff's going to happen. But I'm just getting flashbacks of how she used to be treated in WWE, and I hate it. I don't like it.
Let's also just put this out. There was a perfect thing you said there, Court, as well. She could have gone to NXT. What has NXT been doing the most recently? They've been collabing with TNA. She could have gone back to do some of those TNA matches she didn't get to finish when she re-signed with WWE. They never thought this crossover would happen.
If we're going to turn a heel, by the way, you've got a perfect opportunity to just throw her in the bloodline.
I've been saying this for over a year. I've literally been saying this for so fucking long.
Not only have NXT been collabing with TNA, but they've also been killing their women's wrestling. I don't understand how NXT can kill their wrestling storylines with women, but main roster can't.
Struggling. Yeah, main roster struggling.
The women's division is stacked at the moment. There's people that you see at the forefront of this division right now, and if they eventually get moved up to the main roster, you don't have to question if the division's in safe hands, because there's women underneath that are already ready to step up when the opportunity.
Can I just say something? This is a perfect point, and because I cover it every single week. Right now in NXT, as compared to maybe one per brand on Raw or SmackDown, you've got about 4 or 5 concurrent women's storylines going on.
Yeah.
And not just that, they mix in with the men's storylines as well. So I don't understand how NXT can do it and Raw and SmackDown can't. I'm just going to say that and leave it at that, because I'm so sick of talking about this fucking match.
I'm so sick of it as well.
This is why I didn't. This is why
storylines need to come and help them out.
Well, this is why I was
saying the women's tag team titles. I got criticised for this before, for saying that I feel like they need to scrap the women's tag team titles, and not to say they don't deserve them. It's just the tag team titles. It's just, what women aren't doing anything. Oh, we'll put you as a team then.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if you give it, so you can just change the tag team title scene to a mid-card title.
Yeah.
It can still be on the show. Just change it to a singles title.
Famous for a long time and nothing's happened.
I would
Yeah, we've
much
said that.
rather have the 2 world champions, 2 mid-card champions, no women's tag.
Or just one mid-card title.
I think
don't
the
know.
problem with the women's tag as well suffers what the men's tag keep doing often as well. Keep putting tag belts on makeshift teams and not actually focus on the genuine teams that have been there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you had Unholy Union finally get the belts, and I
I'm so
literally
pissed.
was so
Just
happy. I was
Mm.
so happy an actual proper team that's been
Yeah.
a team for a long time finally got the belts. And then
Yep.
you gave it straight back to Jade and Bianca, which
Yep.
I'm sorry, in my personal opinion, they are 2 single stars that need to be pushed as single stars. I like they work together. That's cool. You can make that match happen a couple of
I
times.
hate it.
But you don't need to just focus on they are
It
a
was
tag
good
team
for the
now.
first bit.
Exactly. This is
They're
what I'm
just
saying.
spinning their wheels at this point with the tag
Right.
division.
Friends can help each other and get involved in a tag match. That does not mean because we've tag matched 1 or 2 times, we now have to be an established tag team and always have to go for the tag belts now. That's like putting AJ Styles and Finn Balor when they were tagging together as friends for a little bit. They never went for the tag belts. Their initiative was just go against other tag teams that were screwing them over until Finn turned heel, but that's a whole different story. But that's my point. Friends can literally just help each other and tag. Naomi and Bailey have tagged together recently to go against Tiffany and Nia. Does that mean they're now a fucking tag team that needs to keep going? That's
It means I'm fucking over it. I hate this women's division at the moment.
Nah,
Yeah.
NXT are doing so much stronger, and it's just showing because look, we've spent like majority of the pod right now just speaking about how Bailey and Nia's booking has been bad, and it's turned into a whole.
Well, it's just a waste of time.
the
Like
bad
if you're
booking.
gonna give us the rematch, just fucking say it. Don't waste 6 weeks for me on with television when you could have used those 6 weeks. This is the last thing I'm gonna say on this match because I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing my own voice. Do not waste 6 weeks of television with 2 people when you could have used those 6 weeks to elevate some other women in the back that aren't being seen on TV.
Yeah, 100%.
When was the last time we saw Blair Davenport? Like, perfect opportunity, you know? Come on.
Well,
Where's Kiana James these days? Do you remember Kiana James?
Yeah. She flew off in a helicopter and never came back.
Yeah. You know, that really big booking that they made and then nothing happened. Anyway, we mentioned about Naomi being part of the Bloodline. So let's talk about this Bloodline tag match where
Thank God.
Cody
Right.
Rhodes, Mr.
Let
Roman
Ross-
Reigns,
let Reese
Solo
go
Sikoa,
first.
Jacob Fatu. I'm gonna go to the resident Bloodline.
The resident Oos.
Forever. The resident Oos, our honorary Oos in being Reese because he is the Bloodline man. Other than Johnny being in full Bloodline.
Yeah.
What gave that away?
Yeah, I know.
I know, right? This is a difficult situation here because on one side you've got the GOAT, Roman Reigns, not Cody Rhodes. And he's having to carry this, paper champion in Cody Rhodes on his back against the Bloodline. Now, on one side, here, you've got a problem where that face-to-face was amazing, by the way. I thought that was great.
It was
so
good.
It felt like I was watching like Dynasty or something. It was fucking well cool.
Mhm.
I don't know where to go with this because your end goal, and I think I've said this since Roman lost. Your end goal needs to be the Bloodline looking strong for War Games. That's the whole point of this storyline, right? Because I'm still assuming that we're getting a War Games match between OG Bloodline and New Bloodline. It's still there. It's still like open. If the Bloodline lose this match, then what has Roman Reigns really got to prove at War Games? Like, he's already won twice. Like, he's won physically and he's won mentally. He's won in the match, and mentally he's beating down the Bloodline to the point where why would Tangaloa, Tamatonga, and Jacob Fatu still follow Solo?
Yeah.
He's lost every match since Roman has left the Bloodline. Why would they not turn around? Why would Tamatonga not turn around and go, I'm going to join Roman Reigns? Tell me that.
That's your man. That's your man over there, Tommy.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like. So, the Bloodline have to win this match. They have to. But it's one of those things where like, I don't see Roman losing his first match back unless Cody Rhodes gets pinned. And is anyone going to pin? Yeah, but is anyone going to pin the super mega? Oh, I'm amazing, Cody Rhodes. You can never be beaten because America. No, probably not.
America.
It's like I'm a face. You know why?
That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
You know why I'm a face? Because my dad was American and he was the American dream. That's why I'm champion. I hate Cody Rhodes so much. He's the most forgettable. He's the most forgettable big match winner of the past 10 years. He beat Roman Reigns, which was a great moment. What the hell has he done since? He has done nothing with that championship, and I dare anyone to tell me different. What Cody Rhodes has done with that championship to make it feel more important, if anything.
On SmackDown.
Oh wow, amazing! Against
He turns up more than Roman.
He defends it in a
Yeah,
promo.
but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you turn up. It matters how important it feels and how interesting the storyline is. What is Cody Rhodes' storyline? I'm your friend. You're my friend. With people let you tell you about my best friend. Let's fight for the championship. Boring. Kevin Owens sucks because of Cody Rhodes. You've got Kevin Owens. I don't want to see Kevin Owens on my TV because of Cody Rhodes. And I said that a couple of weeks ago before Bash in Berlin. He has literally made Kevin Owens feel worthless to me. He's made AJ. Where the hell has AJ Styles been since Cody Rhodes had that match with him? Who cares? No, that's what I mean. But where's he been? Where's he been?
He had vacation. He went to Japan.
Oh wow, great! He went to Japan to get as far away from Cody Rhodes as possible because Raw wouldn't have him after the defeat, right? Logan Paul, his most boring match this year has probably been against Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes does nothing for that championship. The story ended at WrestleMania, and they forgot to write a second fucking book. Like it's absolutely awful. I will not see Cody Rhodes with that championship for another year. I don't think I can stand it. All he does is come out and say, what do you want to talk about? I know what I want to talk about. You getting off my TV before I throw it through the window. Thank you very much. I can't deal with this champion that is just the champion because he kind of looks like John Cena and Hulk Hogan had a baby. I can't be bothered with it anymore.
Hey, don't bring Hulk Hogan into this. Seeing that you can't see him, so you can't tell if they look the same.
Tell me it's not. Tell me it's not Cody Rhodes. Tell me it's not Hulk Hogan and John Cena combined. It is. It's basically those two combined.
Those two pictures with AI. Cody Rhodes.
Faris, just to confirm, you're saying the new bloodline to win, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Just for my sanity, please.
He's been waiting this whole time to just write down your bloody prediction.
The thing is, it has to be the bloodline, but I can totally see Jimmy coming back. Like, it's annoying.
Jimmy will be
the hoodie was worn for a reason.
Jimmy will be back.
Okay,
King.
I was going to say, Mr. representing all the bloodline in his...
Can Jimmy... do you know what? Can Jacob Fatu jump to the top of the arena and do a fucking moonsault onto Jimmy Uso so he doesn't get involved in the match? Like, just get rid of Jimmy Uso for one night, have him come back on the SmackDown. I don't know, have Tama Tonga... I don't know, go back to Jey Uso so he doesn't come over from Raw.
Okay, Reese,
we
get it.
We don't like him. We get it.
Stop.
We get it, you hate it here.
I don't know, then get Hikuleo to hold Paul Heyman up in the air.
Well, apparently he's going to NXT or something, I don't know.
Because he's green as grass. I'd give Tangaloa a job, but he's so green he'd probably mess it up. So Tamatonga and fucking Jacob Fatu can deal with it.
Oh no!
So I want to point out first of all, a lot of people love Jey Uso. I love Jey Uso. I think he's great, but I felt sorry for Jimmy Uso. He didn't get enough love, and I thought, you know what? I'll support you, Jimmy. That's why I'm Team No Yeet, because Jimmy Uso doesn't get the credit he deserves. I was like, but I love Jey Uso. Let's be honest. I think he is great. But this match here, there's been a lot of fantasy booking going on, and I feel like it's going to be Cody Rhodes pins Solo Sikoa. It's that simple. I don't know why there's all this fantasy booking of other stuff going on because Cody Rhodes doesn't lose.
No.
I'm not going to be as, I'm not going to cut a promo quite like Reese, but it's 2
Reese
years to
practices
finishing
in
the
the mirror
story.
for the podcast so he can cut the promo without stumbling on his words. That's what he does.
So 2 years of finishing the story, and this is what the plan the whole time for him, was it?
Awesome.
To work with Roman.
Yeah, like I feel like they planned the WrestleMania main event for next year, Rock against Cody, I think. But in between that, we'll just work on it while we're, we'll just work on it every week, and we'll come up with ideas on the fly.
Oh, please, can Moana's stepdad just like absolutely curb stomp him into the floor?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And I think what's going to happen here is I think we'll have, because he did say he wants to give Jacob Fatu a chance. So a fantasy booking for me would be Cody gets pinned by Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
And the whole idea being like, hey, he might have bitten off more than he can chew here. He said he wants to challenge him, but he maybe can't beat him. So there's a way to maybe get people behind Cody going, can he do it? Can he beat Jacob Fatu? Because nobody has yet. And the other option, I think, is if Solo Sikoa, again, this is my prediction, Cody pins Solo, and then we'll have The Rock come out maybe on the SmackDown or before Survivor Series being like, well, the final boss gave you the opportunity to be the tribal chief and you've done absolutely nothing to prove that you deserve to be there. So this isn't over till I say it's over, and the kind of thing where we're going to have a match at War Games and this is your last chance to prove to the final boss that you deserve to be in this bloodline, and if not, then you're out.
Do you think he's like the overlord of this bad bloodline? Do you think he's the one who's pulling the strings behind the scenes?
I do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rock, yeah.
And I think one of the ideas for Roman Reigns going forward would be like he wants The Rock at WrestleMania. He's like, well, you've got to get through Jacob first. You've got to get through Tama first if you want me. And all these kind of things where it's all about The Rock against Roman.
Could you imagine like a match where like Roman has to fight individually every single member of the bloodline in one
like a
match?
gauntlet.
No,
Yeah, like
no. Please don't bury him like that. No, please don't. No, that sounds awful. That sounds awful.
Yeah, but what if he won? What if he won against everyone ass?
That sounds.
You don't have to do the TV on, Reese. You can stay off for that one.
So you've got it on as well.
To win, I'd want Roman to win.
Yeah,
but
imagine Roman beats all of them in a fucking gauntlet, making him the final actual the guy.
A WrestleMania gauntlet bloodline match where Roman defeats every single one of them to come to finally face The Rock at the end and completely trash him out.
Or you put the Ulafala at the top of a ladder, and then people have to do a ladder match to grab the Ulafala.
Whoever takes the
Battle of the
Ulafala is the new tribal chief.
I can see that happening.
But Cody also being in his hometown, so Cody Rhodes will probably win, and I'm going to say that Cody pins Solo. That's my prediction.
No, because WWE do the opposite. If you're in your hometown, you usually lose.
They didn't do that with
Do you know who this is, though?
Otherwise, I would have just gotten up and fucking left.
No. But yours was an exception. But most of the
because I told Triple H, I said if Rhea doesn't win, I'm the fuck out of here. He said,
I mean, didn't you get up and leave anyway? That was the final match. No.
Yeah.
I sat and cried in my seat for a little bit, and then I left.
Anyway.
What you're supposed to do, right? Or you just get up and leave straight after. It's not like a plane where it lands and then the light goes off and everyone just tries to leave. You sit in the lane.
So Johnny, just to double check, you were saying New Bloodline also to win.
No, Cody and Roman.
Oh, Cody and Roman. Okay.
Yeah.
I
And also
don't know
Roman
why
Reigns' first match back. I don't see Roman Reigns losing his first match back either.
Yeah,
So.
I think it was because of you saying about Jacob Fatu getting the potential chance on Cody. I thought that was what you were saying.
That's what I'm saying. That would be a nice fantasy booking.
That'd be a good, that'd be a really good fantasy booking.
Very nice.
That one would take a lot more than a lot of the other options.
I'm counting on Tangaloa interfering and helping out. Wait, never mind.
Can you stop attacking Tangaloa? Actually go.
Can he just get a crotch shot, just accurate though? Otherwise, I wouldn't have to rip him out.
Right? Who messes up a low blow?
Someone else never had to do a low blow before.
He could have just practiced on.
I could do a low blow. What do you mean? How do you not know how to do a low blow? Have you ever watched wrestling before?
How to do a low blow?
If you've ever watched wrestling before, how do you not know how to do a low blow?
If you've ever had a sibling before, how do you not know how to do it?
Yeah.
Guys, you do realise a low blow in wrestling, you actually don't hit them in the nuts.
Yes, you put your forearm through their legs. How do you get that wrong?
And you do realise his
But they made it
brother
look so
was there.
painful.
He tried to not hit his fucking brother. He couldn't get it correct. Like, I'm sorry, he was trying to not knock someone the fuck out while doing it. And if you've never done that before, you're not going to do it right.
You can't get any lower than lower.
Oh,
Anyway.
Courtney, please put me out my misery. Tell me this
Put
prediction.
it on a
just gonna say-
t-shirt.
I'm just gonna say Roman and Cody to win. And can I be honest, guys? I don't give a fuck about this. I don't care. I have no interest in what is going on. I literally do not care. And I don't want to feel like this about the bloodline. I want to care. Reese is my friend. I want to care. But I just don't. I just don't care about this.
Well, then say the bloodline then.
No,
Do they, like,
what I'm
why
trying to say
do you
is,
Cody
like,
to
what I'm
win?
trying to say is I've known you for like a year and a half, right? Remember when we first met when I said I don't like the bloodline? I like the bloodline now, and I'm at a situation in a crossroads. Oh fuck, no pun intended.
What? What did you just say? What did you just say?
I'm trying to say I'm in a fork in the road where I'm like, I want to
Is
have
that a
a
crossroads?
bloodline storyline, but the story is just not interesting enough for me. It's not gripping me. The last time it gripped me was when we had that face to face with him and Cody and Roman.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I just don't care. Like it's just the same thing every single week on SmackDown. They interrupt at the beginning of the show, and then I just don't
Yeah, but
care.
Judgment Day did that for a year and a half.
I still don't care about the Judgment Day. Like that's the thing. Oh,
Leave the 5 a day alone. We've already talked about it.
I want to care more about the story. I really do. It's not entertaining me at the moment, and I think that's just a SmackDown problem. Really,
It is a SmackDown problem. It really is. I don't care about anything on SmackDown at the moment.
I'm over it. I can't do it anymore.
How many times have Andrade and Carmelo Hayes faced each other again?
Oh, fuck, don't even start.
Don't.
Don't even start.
Anyway, let's go past that. Right, G, let's get your predictions for this match.
I don't care. I just don't care.
I still need a team.
The team of
come here
I
for
don't
the
care.
plot. I come here for the plot. The plot being
The referee.
Hamatonga. But
Okay, he's not in the match, by the way.
yeah, we're not.
He should be.
I mean the bloodline in general. When the bloodline are here, I come here for the plot.
Yeah.
Roman and Cody, there you go.
Okay, cool.
And then when Cody's here, I come here for the plot. For this shit.
Right, I'm gonna say pretty much the complete opposite. I actually genuinely think the New Bloodline are going to win this match because they have to in this, and I genuinely think it's going to be Jacob Fatu. If it's going to be anyone that does it, it's going to build tension between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu.
Oh, please, Daddy Patty.
If you are going to have the New Bloodline when you don't have Jacob, like that's
Yeah, no,
I'm just
Jacob
saying
is going to
do
be the
not
one
have
to
him.
pin. So what I've said is Jacob's going to pin Cody, and what's going to happen with that? Hear me out. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me cook. Jeez. So Roman doesn't lose because he didn't lose. He didn't get pinned. It keeps him safe. Cody gets the pin. And who did Cody challenge? He completely sidestepped Solo Sikoa and said Fatu. What if Nick?
Solo?
Yeah, but what if Nick Aldis sees that Fatu pinned Cody and went, right, you're number one contender because you've actually had
I agree
on Cody.
I agree with Ross.
The next match.
I could totally see Roman and Solo fighting on the outside, and while that's going on, while Solo's distracted, Fatu pins Cody.
Yeah.
And Tamatonga comes to help because he needs.
So I already see Tamatonga. I see Tamatonga and Tangaloa already running out, but I see Jimmy coming to stop.
It will be the only reason I'm watching this match.
Fair. But I see, to make the fans happy, I see Jimmy coming out to kind of interrupt the Tongans trying to get involved in this match so it evens kind of the score again. I see Jimmy putting a stop to them. Not saying he helps out Roman or anything, he just stops them because he's still got his own reasons to be against them, especially because Tamatonga was the one who took him out. I see Jimmy taking out Tamatonga, running down to help out Roman.
I would have actually liked to see Jimmy be the one to come out instead of Braun on Raw this week to congratulate Jay.
That would have been sick.
That would have been cool.
That would have been such a cool reason.
Why are we not getting that rematch on this pay-per-view instead of Bayley versus Nia? Why are we not getting that? I want Braun Breaker to get the title back.
He's not getting it back.
Why not?
Because
I said so.
Jay needs it now.
No, it doesn't. Oh, the story's right there. Like, Jey Uso loses the IC title because of the bloodline, and that's what draws him back into the War Games match.
I think he's just going to get in the War Games match anyway. I still think he'll be involved, IC title or not. I think something will happen.
I think him going in as the IC champ would be cool.
I think it's going to be...
He can show that off in front of Roman and be like, you never said I could do this, and I've gone out and done this all on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's on Roman's team, right?
No, but like, if Roman is trying to recruit the old bloodline to come back to help him against the new bloodline, he goes over to Raw and he sees that Jey has got the gold. And he's and then Jey can rub it in Roman's face before he decides to team.
Yeah, it'll be like,
look, you literally never thought I could do anything on my own other than be a tag champion, and here it is.
Yeah, you're down.
And then instead of Tangaloa, Paul Heyman gets added to the match.
Yeah, man.
Bring back Paul Heyman.
Anyway,
I want a moonsault from Paul Heyman. That's what I want.
With the trash can on his head.
Yeah.
Put the dumb face to die.
Paul Heyman does the EO Sky spot.
No, because apparently he was the one who directed that face to face, which I could tell his fingerprints were like all over that.
Yeah.
Thing.
Oh, is that why the camera was dirty? Sorry. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Sky, let's talk about the next match that we have where someone is going to be suspended in the air in a shark cage. Let's talk about Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley and Dom being in a shark cage. I'm going to throw it straight to Johnny because I could see he has a very interesting look there.
Well, I know that Jay and Courtney are massive Liv Morgan fans, so there is...
Hey, do you like being on this podcast? Because I have a bit of swing as to who the guests are. So if you ruffle any feathers here, you might be blacklisted.
Massive Liv fans.
You'll be future endeavoured from this podcast.
You just made the list.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Oh no, we're on this
You suck.
Yeah, no. Anyway.
Such a massive Liv fan.
Oh yeah, one of those dad jokes, like, because I know you're a big pal of Liv Morgan's.
I just love a laugh.
Yeah, but I was going to say, so if Liv was going to be considered like on the same level as Rhea, I know we're not going to ever say that, but she does have to win clean at some point. She's not going to here.
Nope.
But that would solidify her as like, okay, maybe she is on her level. But of course, it's not going to happen that way. And if Dominic Mysterio is hanging above a shark cage, he's not going to not get involved. Somehow he'll get a key and get out of there. I do think that Liv wins, but as usual, in the heelish way possible, she wins by all the shenanigans in the world. And potentially Raquel Rodriguez comes down and helps Rhea lose the match. I think Liv wins, and she's like, "Oh, you think that you've got the better of me? I've got another race up my sleeve." Raquel Rodriguez. I think Liv wins by assistance that way.
Can I jump into mine after that?
Yeah, of course.
No, G, you go first, and then I'll jump into mine.
I was just going to say, I've actually seen a lot of people saying that Raquel's going to potentially come back and turn on Liv and help Rhea. I've seen that.
I like that perspective as well. That'd be cool.
I like that. So
yeah, me too.
This fucking sucks that I have to say this, but I agree with Johnny. You know why? And so my prediction is Liv to win, and I hate those words coming out of my mouth. It's absolutely disgusting because of what happened on Raw, where Dom got the call and Finn said, "Let Liv know that I've taken control of the business that she asked for." What I can see happening is Raquel coming out to assist Liv because obviously Dom's still going to be in the shark cage. And I can see them very much doing a kind of, I don't want to compare it too much to AEW, but very much Mercedes, Monet, and Camille situation. You've got a bigger girl who is going to be the enforcer, the bodyguard, someone who's not afraid to do the beating down. So that the smaller one, who's the champion, that being Liv Morgan, is able to still hold that title while having someone do all her dirty work for her.
Like a Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
Yes, kind of like that. Because if we're going to go ahead, and as I was going to say, if we're going to go ahead and have one person in the Terra Twins win, if Damien does win, the whole entire that group is not going to necessarily come out on top, right? Because then you've just gone and done everything we said against the Judgment Day in terms of not having them win. Is that right?
Yeah.
I can just see that happening because we haven't seen Raquel in a long time. We know that Raquel and Rhea have a lot of history. We know that Liv and Raquel have a lot of history. And last time we saw Liv and Raquel was when Liv was injured and obviously they had to relinquish the titles and they ended on good terms, as far as I'm aware. So it wouldn't surprise me if they brought her back to help out Liv.
Okay.
One thing I would like Liv Morgan to do though is, can she stop with that fucking cackle that she does?
Oh,
No, it's the best.
For you though,
It's the best. It's the best thing she does.
It does annoy me, but I don't know because I feel like it does. I don't know if it annoys me. I'm just like, well, I just think it sounds stupid. I don't think she doesn't sound bitchy. She doesn't sound evil.
No.
It's just.
I'm
stop it. Don't.
I'm just saying, by the way, like that laugh that she does. That's her actual laugh in real life.
Yikes.
Okay, well, she doesn't have to do it though.
Well,
I know that, but like, I'm just saying, she's not putting that.
That is
She's
your
not.
laugh that you were born with. That's fucked. You're
No, really, honestly, like, go watch your videos. Like, a perfect one on a Celtic Warrior workouts with Sheamus. Go listen to her on that. That's her actual laugh.
Of course you watched that because that's the one where she said they're going to do butt stuff.
Yeah, of
You
course.
watched it.
I mean, what? No, I just like watching gym thing.
You're a sick individual.
I live
You're
for the
a
gym.
Sick boy.
Another
I
point
live
there,
for the
Reece, was
gym.
it? I live for the gym, was it? Another point.
Yeah.
The gym.
Yeah.
Funny.
Nice.
No, but if that's the laugh that you're born with, that's incredibly unfortunate. I'm so
Oh.
Dang. Right. So Johnny, you said yours. Court. I'm pretty sure you said yours, and
I did, and I feel really disgusting about it.
Yeah,
It's
fact
the
you
only
said
way
Liv to win.
storyline it makes sense.
I was gonna say the way you said Liv to win literally broke my mind of where we were currently at. So G, I see your
My mind's
disgusted
been
look.
broken since the beginning of the podcast. So
I mean, yeah, bro. G, I see your disgusted look. I'm hoping you're going to say different, but come on, what's your opinion on this one?
Oh, absolutely live to win. No, I'm joking.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
someone get some sense, please.
Yeah.
No, I'm betting on Rhea because I want Rhea to be champ again. I don't mind Liv Morgan's run. It's got better over time as she's progressed with the Judgment Day. I do feel like she is getting somewhere, but I just want Rhea to have the title back out of the Judgment Day and actually do something with it. Not that she didn't do anything, but I feel like she was so tied up with the Judgment Day when she was champion. She didn't have enough time to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
I can't get my words out, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah, we get what you mean.
So I'm gonna go with Rhea on this one.
I just think if Triple H is a massive proponent and like constantly delaying people getting their titles back, we've been saying that the only conclusional point for Rhea getting the title back is at Bad Blood. But if they are going to insert Raquel in this, that's going to stretch out the thing with Liv and Rhea for a bit longer. That's the only way I can see this working.
Yeah.
But then my thing is, okay, cool. If you're going to do that, when are we going to get the final payoff from the storyline? Like when is your end goal? You know?
Yeah, where's the end goal?
Because as Triple H said in that WrestleMania documentary, we know the story and we know where we want it to start and where we want it to end, and it takes twists and turns along the way to get to the end. But like, when's it going to be over? That's all I want to know.
No, I completely get that. It's. I think it's the only problem with booking is you can always have your start and your end, but it's the always trying to get to that last end point, and it's like, are we still invested in it? And I feel like that's where people start struggling, especially with longer term story booking at Triple H. It's been leaning a lot more to people get bored of it quite quickly at the current moment. But yeah, Reece, let's get your opinion on it. I feel like you've been very on the Liv Morgan train lately and very much enjoying her work. So I want to see what you say.
I love Liv Morgan. I really don't know what anyone's problem is with her. I mean, I had a problem at the start of the year before WrestleMania. I thought she was really mid, but ever since she beat Becky Lynch for the for the title, did that happen? Yeah, it happened. Yeah. So I have to think that for a second. Like, it's been such a long
Somebody
year.
get me some earphones. I don't want to
My
listen
ears were
to
bleeding
this.
after you said that sentence about Becky Lynch. That really hurt.
Ever since that happened, I feel like Liv has really stepped the game up. This whole revenge tour, the whole thing that what happened with the Judgment Day and Dominic, like beforehand, heading up to SummerSlam, I thought that was a major cool twist. The fact that she's kind of taken over the Judgment Day, she's literally like fulfilled the goals of taking everything that Rhea loves from her. I really don't see the problem. For people that have turned around and said, "Oh, the title's played second fiddle," no, it's the main. It's the whole reason why the feud's going on. Like Rhea wants everything that she lost back, and the
I
thing
think
that she
people
loved the
think
most was her championship.
I think the people think that the title being considered important is if they're seeing it being wrestled with every week. Like, you've got a contender every single week defending the title. Whereas, the title can still play a part in the story if it's constantly shown on TV and referenced every single week.
Your main women's heel is holding that championship, and the main contender may not be fighting for it every week, but the main contender is probably your biggest woman's babyface on the roster. So I don't really understand people's opinion on it, to be honest. And I think people lose sight of, just because the title's not defended every week doesn't mean that the storyline isn't good, doesn't mean the plot isn't cooking. I don't understand this fascination of a title has to be defended at every pay-per-view or every week to feel important. I'm a massive proponent of a title feels more important if it's built properly over a good couple of months, or if a champion shows up to a pay-per-view and provides good story every week but only defends it at big pay-per-views. I'm a big proponent of that. It's the reason why boxing matches feel big when the heavyweight champion defends it. He doesn't defend it every week. When in UFC, when the heavyweight champion defends it every month or so, every other month, he doesn't have to defend it every week. It's a big championship. You have to wait for a contender to show up. Or that's how wrestling should be. It's long-term storybooking. So with that being said, I'm very conscientious the fact that I've picked a heel for every person to win this tonight, and you've got to have a face win, surely. And I don't want it to be Rhea Ripley, but at the same time, if Rhea doesn't win here, I'm not sure what she does for the next couple of weeks and how you keep her relevant. With Liv Morgan, I think there's stories to be told there where the Judgment Day needs to reassess and grow with her and Dominic. So I'm gonna go for Rhea, but it's a very close decision. Like, Rhea's here, Liv is here. I'm not confident in that decision. But I'm gonna say Rhea. This is the hardest match on the card for me to call.
I just had a brainwave.
Go.
What if Finn Balor brings in Raquel because he feels as though Liv needs protection? He's seeing Liv Morgan get overpowered by Rhea for so long that he's like, if you're going to retain the title and if you're going to stay in the division, you need some form of a bodyguard. You need some form of protection. But he doesn't. But Liv doesn't know that it's Raquel that's coming in, and because they left on potentially shaky ground, then we start to see some inner workings go on between the two of them because they're not on the same page about the reason that they're both together.
Can I add to that?
Absolutely, because my brain's just doing some weird shit right now.
No, I like it. I think that's
I'd like that. I would quite like for that to happen after Bad Blood. Like when I say for the Judgment Day to reassess, maybe Finn Balor after his victory says, "Liv, you're good and everything, but Rhea is very dominant. So I've got a plan." And then later on in the night, Raquel and comes out to help Liv, and that's how the storyline continues.
Yeah. Because it's all fine and dandy having Raquel come out and help, but I think there could be a greater. People are saying we want to see the feud between Liv and Raquel. That's a way that you can get it, and build that storyline there, being like, well, no. We actually were on a team before and we worked really well and cohesively together. I don't recognize this version of you anymore. We need to start working together. We need to get on the same page. How do we do that kind of thing?
Yeah. I'm fine with Raquel coming into the Judgment Day, eventually. And I want it to happen after Bad Blood. It could even happen the next night on Raw. But I want Rhea to win. Like I said, her holding the title means something.
Rhea holding it.
Yeah.
Liv.
So just to confirm, you said Rhea to win.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
like
just
a lot of
my
that.
Rhea poster. Very happy that you said that. Anyway,
Oh,
what was that?
it was my impression of Liv's laugh.
Oh,
I thought it was the audio cracking it. I'm like,
Can
who's
you imagine
always
a comment?
playing up again?
Can you imagine a combination of Liv's laugh with Tamatonga's like Twitch?
Oh, please don't.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I really.
There's a lot that happens in here. I don't even want to like insert that as a thought in my mind.
Even though we've had the now we're going on to Unhinged thing. Let's go to what.
Did you say yours?
What's your prediction?
Oh, did I not say mine? I thought.
No,
I
you don't
gave
have to if you don't want to, though.
I thought I gave mine with everyone.
If it's Liv, just carry on.
No, mine's Rhea.
Oh, good.
But mine is because Finn said he's handled business, adds
Yep.
Raquel in. Raquel looks like she's going to help Liv.
Mm.
Turns on Liv.
I just want to make it clear. My prediction is not who I want to win; it's who I think is going to win.
Mine's just who I want to win. That's
And it
how it's always
hurts.
been. Hence why my points don't work.
I've gone all red for the last match.
Oh God.
Oh, please no red cage though.
Well,
No.
he's
No,
looking,
No,
he's
don't need
looking
that.
like CM Punk's level of blood that he will put on his face, like he did when he posted his AEW photo to promote WWE PLE. But that's just me saying things. Anyway,
And Drew also did that with Jack Perry though, so
yeah, but that was great. That was
it's
different.
fair.
Yeah, but remember, he's tired, he's old, and he works for
And he works for
children.
children. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm making that
let's
tattoo
get
on
into
my
it.
face.
So the main match that we're going to talk about, and what I think is the main event, and I want
hope
it to be
so.
the main event. I really think it should be, because this feud has elevated to the highest of heights, in my opinion, is Drew versus CM Punk. So let's go to Miss Favorite Punk in the World fan, best in the world. Go on, Jay. Who do you actually think's going to win? Bias D aside.
Aw.
Nah,
I'm not even going to give my answer.
no. You got her.
Okay, you lose a point. All right, okay. Move on.
No, you can take Ross's half point.
Now, I would be happy for either of these guys to win. The feud has been so enjoyable, and if this is the end of it, then I don't mind who wins. But it's just been a great ride, and it has been proof that you can still put on a great storyline feud without a title. You can still do something without a title, and they need to do this more with the talent that is not being used in the title scene, because it's been so enjoyable. It's been
Very
so
valid.
fun. I feel like CM Punk and Drew are literally going to murder each other at some point, but they're best of friends behind the scenes. It's great. It is so good.
Yeah.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I do feel like this is coming to the end now. But I'm going to pick Punk to win because I'm a Punk stan, and that's just how it is.
Are they actually friends backstage? Like, because I
they
wasn't
are.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. And sometimes your
Right.
best work comes from when you're working with your friend, because you guys want to like be able to push the envelope, and you want to be able to do the best that you can and push each other as well.
There was a picture floating around about a month and a half ago.
Oh,
of them
yeah, that's
literally
right.
stood ringside chatting like nothing
Yeah.
was happening.
Chatting, just chilling. Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake, kayfabe, guys. Jesus.
Oh goodness.
Kayfabe's dead, bro.
Hello.
Love it.
Kayfabe is dead, bro. Go watch the McMahon documentary. They blamed Triple H for destroying kayfabe.
Yeah, but look where Triple H is now.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
is the guy.
So-
He's that guy.
He's
Uh,
the guy.
And look where everyone else in that documentary is. Fuck them guys.
Yeah. So let's head to Johnny, because I already know you guys being very CM Punk and Drew stans. So I want to see Johnny's take on this one.
Well, this is proof that you don't need a title for a good storyline, first of all.
Facts.
So that is something which people, talk about the belt being important. Well, clearly it's not, especially if this main event. Like, where's the belt in this? Drew McIntyre's done what he wanted to do. He main evented WrestleMania and won it in front of fans, and he won the world title there. So Gunter and CM Punk is a match which is coming up soon, I think, because CM Punk already said that.
Mhm.
This one is very, very hard to call for me, but I think I'm going to say CM Punk wins this one.
Okay.
CM Punk could lose and still go for the world title. That's happened before with many people before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think somehow CM Punk gets the win here, and Drew McIntyre decides to go over to SmackDown for a short while.
I like that.
I think that we've not mentioned my boy LA Knight yet, and I think he could win his United States title match against Carmelo Hayes, whoever it is. Claymore takes out LA Knight and leads to that rivalry going ahead, because
That'd be cool.
Drew McIntyre is the one who brought LA Knight to the dance in TNA. It's like, you're here because of me, and that could be the next big baby face he's going for.
Yeah, I like that.
He won't win. Drew will definitely get beat by the megastar. But anyway, that's beside the point. We're not worry about that right now.
We could see this version of Drew go after Roman as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Cody.
And I think CM Punk, the end goal for him is Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, probably.
Yes.
Or it might be after that, depending on if he goes to the world champion at WrestleMania. But I think CM Punk gets the win here. But this is very, very tight, and I don't really have much of a reason behind it. I just like CM Punk more. That is my logic. So.
No, I like it. I get it.
But Drew does need this win as well. There is that as well. Where I think he does kind of deserve it for after everything he's been through. So it is hard to call.
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm going CM Punk. There you go.
Cool.
I'm echoing the same sentiments that everybody else is because of, not on my prediction. I just want to say, I don't mind who wins this. This, for me, feud-wise, has been my favorite feud of this year alone. And I think it goes to show that not only you do not need a title to tell a really great story, but it also goes to show that once this happens, there is different ways that you can go with either superstar. I really like Johnny's idea of like Drew going over to SmackDown. Adam Pearce is like, I've actually had enough of you. Like, you can literally just F off. You've already got people that can go up against him over there. And I feel like if Drew is to not win, I don't think it is going to hurt his character at all. I think if anything, it will continue to elevate him. And I think people will still appreciate Drew and will want to see him get his comeuppance just against different people if CM Punk is victorious. I think if CM Punk is to lose, it's still not going to hurt him. He's on the level for me of like a Randy Orton. Doesn't matter win or loss. People love him regardless. He's one of those people where he can win or lose a match and people just are still going to enjoy CM Punk, the personality, the promo, the in-ring work. So I don't think it's going to hurt him at all. And I do think if we do see him go up against Gunther, whether that's after a win or loss at Bad Blood, that will be a great match nonetheless. I'm just going purely off the fact I just want to see CM Punk just absolutely wreck Drew. So I'm going CM Punk because his promos have been so powerful within the last couple of weeks, talking about how he hasn't gone and seen his wife for the last month because, he doesn't want to show her this version of him that he's become because of Drew. Personally, I'd really like to see AJ come, but I've been saying that for ages and we never see it. I think this would be the perfect time to have her make an appearance. It doesn't have to be coming down to the ring. It can quite literally just be her watching ringside. And they make a comment about it and being like, AJ's got, or you could have like both Drew's wife and AJ, like on different ends of the ring, like on either side, and commentary makes a references to the fact that like both of their wives are here just ready to like support their husbands and watch them during this terrible thing they're about to do.
My wife.
As I said in my tag, my wife, as I said in my tag, like, come get your man, like
get your mans. Get your mans.
I think Punk, I really just want Punk to win. But I've loved this feud. This feud has been so good. This has been my favorite thing from this year.
I almost don't want it to end. I would quite happily let it continue.
I think a lot of people have the same sentiment of this. It has been such a generational feud. Like, we've not had such intense feuds in a long time.
I'm not being funny, but there hasn't been a feud better than this one this year. If this does not win feud of the year in any kind of awards, then they're on the wrong level.
Two things. One, this has to main event in my opinion.
Yeah,
I
it does.
want it to main event, in my opinion. And two,
People
are
the
saying
fact
it's their
the
opinion,
fact
by the
that
way.
this came out from them having a moment at Royal Rumble, and they were both going to have two different trajectories coming out of Rumble going into WrestleMania, and because that all fell apart, and we got this because of that, just fantastic. I think if Rollins hadn't been injured and if Punk hadn't have been injured going into Mania, we probably would have gotten this, but
Yeah.
not,
But not
at
to
the
this
point in
extent.
time
Not
that
to
we
this
have,
level,
and not
yeah.
to this extent.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as a lot of you guys were saying about the feuds and things like that. I will argue there is another company doing just as strong as another feud, but that's my personal opinion. I understand everyone's going to say Drew and CM Punk's feud is the best of the year because it's feeding families. I think there's another one that is very much up there, but I do agree.
You've
Arguably
almost
feud
got
of
to
the
lower
year.
the tone, right?
I didn't lower the
Oh.
tone. What the fuck?
I know what he's
joking.
talking about. Wait, no, he's right. He's right. Chase U versus Rich Holland is pretty epic.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good.
One
Anyway,
thing I
Reece,
would quickly add as
Reece.
well. I want the.
Reece, just do your opinion. Just do
I
your
just
opinion.
want to quickly add
Ross,
one-
go on.
one
What
point there.
was your answer?
Oh, hold on.
Johnny
hold
was
on,
saying
no,
something, guys.
got it, yeah.
So just a quick thing as well. I feel like, the match doesn't need to go outside of the cell. So a lot of the time there's the big spot if someone gets thrown off the top. So I would really want them not to do that. And like I remember Jeff Hardy and Randy had one a few years ago. Didn't come out the cell and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
This is that kind of match where they don't need to do a big high spot to make it a good match. So I hope they just don't do that.
Yeah.
Jeff,
I was hoping that Larry pushes Drew off the top. To be honest.
Did you see Larry's vlog?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was so good, so wholesome.
Cute.
I loved it. He's just a little wee boy living his life.
Sorry, Ross, continue.
No, I asked Reese to say his prediction.
Oh, did you say yours?
No.
Why? Well, say it then. You were talking.
He's having a hissy fit because we all got a little bit upset about the fact that he said there's another feud that's apparently feeding families.
Oh, God.
Like,
Remember, he doesn't like Punk, so...
Well, this is true. This is true.
okay, so I'm definitely not going to say my prediction then. It's fine.
Is it Punk? Oh my god, is it Punk?
Yeah, it was actually going to be Punk, but you know what? Just because you've done it now, I'm going to say fucking Damian Priest wins. Fuck you.
Damian Priest isn't even...
That's the
Larry
point.
comes out with the interference.
That's the point. Damian's going to come out and cause a whole ruckus, fuck the whole card up. That's what he's going
Tiffany Stratton's going to cash in for the
to do.
bracelet.
Tiffany's going to cash in on the men's match. Yeah, there you go. See, I can fuck up the whole flow of the podcast as well, guys. I could do that too. But no, I genuinely think Punk's going to win. I don't want it to be Punk. I want Drew to kind of come out on top of this. But how they kind of played Punk winning the last match, the strap match, I think it's going to be another situation where it's going to be a heavy hitting match. Drew's going to have a lot. And then out of nowhere, CM Punk's going to get the second gas, get that momentum going and just hit a G2S out of nowhere to get the win.
Very
Wow.
nice.
Punk to win.
Have you all picked Punk then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to pick Drew?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your
So
reason
right,
for that?
I mean, before we talk about why, like, I just want to acknowledge that, like, 27 years ago to the date, like WWE like produced history on like more than one level. Like the very first Hell in a Cell match happened at Bad Blood 1997.
Yeah.
It was also the debut of one of the greatest characters of all time in Kane.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Undertaker put on a Hell in a Cell match that night. That was maybe still considered to be the best one. Like there's been a lot since then, but I would still say Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, the very first one is probably still top 5 for me, if I'm honest. I think it's still epic. I think it's still amazing. There's very few that can be considered better. I just hope that this one lives up to, like you say, probably the best storyline this year. What started from Drew McIntyre switching up his character last year to being more of just a dick and an honest dick, which was amazing. CM Punk coming back, the whole build up until now, nearly 12 months. Like it really kicked off at the Rumble, but pretty much 12 months from when Drew McIntyre walked out at Survivor Series.
Wow.
It's crazy to think where we are now, and it is 100% best storyline this year. Like, obviously, in other companies, maybe you can consider other storylines. That's fine. But as far as WWE goes, this is the best that it gets. Like, Gillette, the best a man can get, in my opinion. So it's one of those. It's one of those things where you lot brought up great points, and it confused me, and it kind of shocks me. This is why you went the other way. I do think Punk's probably going to be going for a World Heavyweight Championship, and regardless if he wins or loses, I think that Punk will be fine with whatever he does.
That's what I said.
In terms of Drew McIntyre, if he loses this match, then what does he do? So that's why I'm picking Drew McIntyre for this match. I think that it makes more sense to put over the younger guy in Drew. I know he's not that much younger than CM Punk. I mean, like, it's not, there's like an 8-year gap. I know that, but he's not like he's in his 20s. But he's an established guy. But really, what does Drew do after this feud if he doesn't win? Like, he loses, and then he's back to square one. He's back to still just the bitter guy who, where the company is against him, and the company is against him. He's a valid heel. And I think if he wins this match, he can evolve his character even more. That he prayed for this and it happened, and now he wants his opportunities back. Maybe he still goes to SmackDown and he takes on. I would love to see, to be honest, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre.
That would be cool. Yeah.
They were a part of a tag team a couple of years ago, I believe, weren't they? So, like, they've got history there. You've got the fact that both of them did the same indie circuit, and then built themselves up and came back as better versions of themselves. I think there's a lot of stuff there if you want to send him to SmackDown. In addition, I think there's a lot of stuff there if you want to keep him on Raw against Gunther. I would love to see a Drew versus Gunther match. It would be awesome. But, like I say, either way, Punk comes out the victor here. He's come back to WWE. He's had amazing matches. His first feud back was probably the greatest feud he'll ever have. And that's not an exaggeration. He will definitely go down, if he manages to behave himself and stay, cool, as like one of the best comebacks in WWE history. Someone who never thought they would come back, regardless if he wins or loses this match. I think he's won in general. After 10 years, the fans are still going to be chanting CM Punk. But if Drew wins, he's going to be put over even more than he is now. So I'm going to go for Drew. I think Drew needs to win this match.
Valid.
I agree.
Fair enough.
Very valid.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So I think everyone's done their predictions with it all there.
Yeah.
Okay, so wrapping up, do we think there's any surprises? I know we've kind of said like a Raquel, a Jimmy.
I see it, AJ.
On the edge, because I've seen a lot of people speculating Brock Lesnar's going to appear.
Oh,
and I don't even want to think about it.
I think it's too soon after the documentary release.
He was added back to the active roster on the website.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even think it's too soon for the because of the documentary and stuff like that. I just feel like he doesn't have a place right now.
That's what I was just gonna say.
I don't feel like he fits any of like the current storylines or dynamics. I mean, you could potentially put him against people like, I don't know, a Braun Strowman and a Bronson Reed if you wanted to do like a superhuman division.
You could do the match everyone's been wanting, which is Gunther and Brock, but
Gunther and Brock, yeah.
I don't know.
When I've seen people talking about it online the past couple of days, they've been saying that Roman Cody. And do we need this again?
No, I don't.
We've had Brock with Roman many times, and we've had Brock with Cody last year as well.
The thing is with Brock, right? And like this is what I'll end on. I don't know about the allegations. I've not looked into them too much. I understand what they are in terms of how they're connected to the bigger allegations.
Yeah.
If they're true, then he never deserves to be in the company ever again, and he deserves to be in prison. If they're not true, then innocent till proven guilty. That's just my thing. But as far as Brock goes, I think he does have a place in WWE if the time is right. I would like to see a Gunther versus Brock match. Maybe not right now. I don't think we need him at Bad Blood. I don't care about that. That does not interest me in the slightest. Maybe we restart with Brock in 2025. I don't care about him this year.
You've got to remember as well, Reese. The Saudis love Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
true.
do.
and we've got Crown Jewel after this, haven't we? So
Yes, and I honestly think they'll get Logan Paul against Brock Lesnar at some point because they love him as well.
yeah.
And I just think, like, with the Saudis, how much do you want for Brock Lesnar? Right, okay, that's it then. There
To
you
be
go.
fair,
No, honestly, do you know what? I'm fine with that. Give me Logan versus Brock. Fine, do it. Yeah. Okay. It's a
I
showcase.
just go back to what Triple H says, and he's like, we don't really want to include people in like on TV unless they actually have like a genuine, like not reason to be there, but unless they have like a storyline to be a part of. We don't like to showcase people on TV if they're not actually going to be actively involved in a story. For me, it's a case of you can put him on things, but A, does he really fit in it? And B, I don't think WWE is in a situation where they feel like they need to rely on Brock Lesnar. Like we've been going pretty good without him since. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bring him back if you want. Fantastic, cool, whatever you think is good for business. But as a fan, I've still been enjoying WWE without him.
yeah.
He's not necessarily needed for me to enjoy the product.
It's not like there's been like a gap without him. Like, arguably, I would say in comparison, it feels like there's been a bit of a gap without Roman, but I wouldn't say there's been a gap without Brock. I don't even remember the last match he had. Was it against Cody last year? I don't know. Who cares? Like, but as a showcase, we all know that Saudi. I've no idea, mate. I've literally no fucking clue. Like, but my point is, we all know these Saudi shows are showcase. Most of it isn't even canon because they don't even talk about it afterwards. Like, for the most part, I mean, obviously some of the stuff they do. But hang on. But I was gonna say, but if they want to do a showcase, if they want to bring Brock back for the money, give me Logan Paul versus Brock, or just give me Gunther versus Brock. Give me something, and then just keep bringing it back for, like, every so often for a pay-per-view, like they used to do. I don't need to see Brock every pay-per-view. I don't need to see him on my TV all the time.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. Anyone else?
G, you were saying something?
No, that's all right. It's all right.
No, go say it.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
I was just going to say, the issue is with these Saudi shows is it's more like they pay for the wrestlers they want to see. Like, they literally give a list of wrestlers, I reckon, that they want on their shows. And you can tell by the way the shows go every time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
WWE is so selfish. They still haven't given him Yokozuna. Like, how could
No, or Andre either.
I know, right?
That was hilarious.
Stupid idiot.
To me, the Saudi shows don't really. It's not that they don't matter. It's just that I don't put as much stock into those shows because we all, without saying it, we all know the reason as to why the Saudi deal exists. We don't need to.
Yeah, but
It's
the
money. Money is the
money.
reason.
It's money, but it's also it's a deeper reason than that. It's
Like,
I'm not going to
be
go
that.
into it, but
Also,
there's a
to be that guy, Saudi fans are still pretty cool fans. So
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But I'm just saying
But,
the
like-
reason that the Saudi deal exists with WWE and other sporting companies is to make their country look better. It's obviously they're paying WWE millions of dollars to come and like fantastic. But there is a deeper reason as to why these relationships with sporting companies exist. So
That's why I also think they'll get WrestleMania before we do, by the way.
yeah,
You're probably right. Which is disgusting.
But yeah, I think with that, we covered a little bit of everything. So Reese, are you down to wrap up?
I am indeed. Can you say me?
Yeah, I think I thought you were getting a phone call there. To be fair, so
I totally am getting a phone call. It won't let me get rid of it. So, like, if that's not distracting, then I can still do the
We
outro.
can hear you.
No, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. It's fine.
Okay, that's dope. It'll still do it. Well, guys, even though my phone is vibrating, we got some good vibrations from this podcast with our special guest Johnny from SnapBacks and Beards, baby. I managed to transition it into a great joke.
Oh, brilliant!
Would you like to? Would you like to plug your podcast, my guy?
Yeah, go
Snapbacks and Beards every week, let's say, because with different days when we release it. Yes, every week, Jay, Wrestle Talk, and TWG Stu, we release a podcast about wrestling. We've already done our Bad Blood predictions, so I have to make sure I'm consistent so they haven't changed in terms of who I'm going for today. But you can also follow me on JG6 Wrestling, where I post all wrestling content. A lot of the time recently it's been pet peeve videos, or it's been about really weird wrestling merchandise and t-shirts. I've been doing that one.
I've been
It's
seeing
one.
the weird ones.
So,
Dude, I'm loving your videos at the minute. I'm loving your videos at the minute. Yeah.
Thank you. And there is plenty more t-shirts to come. I've seen loads of them where I question why are they available. So don't worry, I'm not running out of content anytime soon.
If you guys didn't catch that, his socials are down in the description. I have popped them down there.
And you have
Thank you very
recently
much.
launched a Discord as well. Have you invited people to it? Is it open yet?
JG6 Wrestling on Discord, yeah, that's open as well. Feel free to get involved in that community as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you for letting me be on here tonight as well, by the way.
Hey,
Appreciate
always.
that.
We appreciate
Oh,
it.
mate.
Thank you for being here.
I tell you what, like I've missed you being on the podcast. As Drew McIntyre said, I prayed for this, so it's good to have you on this. It's good to have you on by the end of the year. Guys, speaking of plugging, keep it in the bedroom. No, but seriously, go keep watchers all over Outcasted OC on the channel, on Instagram, X, and TikTok at Outcasted OC. You can like the channel, you can hit the thumbs up and click the bell so you never miss any of the content coming your way. We're going to be having a SmackDown review from either G or Ross coming up this weekend. Make sure you check out the NXT review from me from yesterday and the Raw review from Courtney. Very interesting episode of Raw and NXT. NXT absolutely destroyed me as a person because it was full of ups and downs, man. Like the matches, the segments. I didn't know how I felt about it. Well, actually, I do know how I felt about it. Go watch the video. But as for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed Bad Blood, as we all will be doing, I am sure. Take care. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.